Okay, so I'm building my Simic deck splashing Garruk. I'll cut some cards I don't want to play for sure. So I'm left only with colorless blue, green cards and Garruk that I want to splash, and I got about 8 cards to cut, maybe 7 cards on the land, depending on how expensive my deck will turn out to be. And I have many 2-drops, so I think I'm gonna cut the worst of them. This monitor I don't think will make the cut because I'm not having any combos to untap, to want to untap it, and I don't really want to play Rolling Keep. I don't think that I'm that desperate for finishers. Maybe I will play all my Vantress Paladins. 5 copies. I certainly prefer to cut Roving Keep than cut even 1 copy of Vantress Paladin. If I cut Paladin anyway, that will be after I cut Roving Keep. So here we are, and I have a light 3 mana slot, but I count on having many blue sources, but some of them maybe will be fixed one time with seasonal ritual, and I don't want to spend it to make a 3 mana creature 3/3. So if I don't have artifact synergies, I think I'm gonna cut this walker, and even at the cost of having 2 light 3 mana slot and a little heavy, a little bit heavy 4 mana slot. I don't want to play Justin Dummy for sure. So only Furry Vandal benefits from me drawing the second card on a given turn, so I think opts are quite cuttable, maybe both of them and certainly the first copy. I think I wanna play Witch and Well, and Golden Egg supports my Wicked Wolf and draws a card. Opt is not that important, and maybe I will play all these squires and get some value from playing these adventure cards. I have some copies. It's certainly not the main theme of my deck, but it's quite a sub theme at this point. 3 copies here, 1 Queen of Ice, Curious Bear that I want to play if I have Wicked Wolf, and Intruder that is some late game value that I prefer over Roving Keep anyway. I prefer creating 3 tokens but having an early creature and a way to trigger my squires as well. So opt is the weakest link, maybe, and Cauldron is definitely a card to consider if I want to cut it. And as I said, it's only here because I don't have many removal spells. So let's count my options once again. 1. I will count this as a removal. So 1. Rider is a pseudo removal if I'm eating a food token or a food card like Golden Egg. But I won't count it because it's I don't have that many food, and it's still and not a card that I can depend on removing threats I want to remove. Only 3 power, it can die in combat to some trick or to removal after even eating the food, so this slows down my opponent, but it's this Rage of Winter or even a blocking with it, but it's not a removal. So Wicked Wolf I can count as a removal, so it's the second one, and Garruk is the third. I think I need this Cauldron in this deck, even if I don't really like it. So maybe 1 Vantress Paladin. 5 4-drops is enough, I think. So if I cut a more expensive card than this Cauldron and have 2.8 average mana cost, I think it's counting Stone by the Fair as a 2 mana spell because of the double blue. It's not counting the X, so it's and I need more mana for Witching Well, for Cauldron, because I want to sacrifice these cards, and maybe this is my 7 drop, this Sorcery Adventure Welcome Home, and so it's more expensive than it's shown here, but still I can consider 16 lands, and I think I will play 16 lands if I have 3 mana dorks, even if they cost 3 mana, because I have some Scry, some 2 mana spell that draws another card, and transformation also. It also triggers Vandal, so I can dig for my lands and have ramp creatures here. So 16 lands seems enough, and maybe one of them should be swamp, and or maybe even not even no swamps at all. I could consider, because of this Golden Egg, but I would prefer to sacrifice Golden Egg for Wicked Wolf than for fixing. So I think I would prefer to play 1 swamp and a lot of islands for 4 copies of Vantress Paladin. So I don't want this one, even if it could create food in some situations. Okay, but I have 13 green cards and only 8 blue cards, so that makes me want to play 8-8 and hope for the best with these paladins. That will be not that well supported, but Acolyte and Golden Egg are still coming to my help a little bit. So it's a stretch. Maybe these paladins will underperform here, but I think it's the way to go for now. So let's try this approach and see how this deck performs. It's a strange deck, but maybe it will do its job. Anyway, so I think that's okay. So that would be 17 lands, and I have to cut one. So unfortunately, I think it will be an island or a swamp, but I would prefer to play one swamp with Garruk, so I think island it is. And these paladins are not well supported, so that's a shame, but that's how this draft went. I think I'm gonna go with this anyway and hope for the best, so maybe thanks to these acolytes I will there will be about two and a half on average, so about half a time they can be 3-3. That's still quite nice, I think. So let's see how it goes.